So in your previous roles, you were very focused on digital. And this one, it seems like you're more focused on, like you said, brand building, all these retail locations. That's a very different concept than I'll say most of the guests who've come on who are like, everything's e-commerce going forward. Some people even went as far as saying retail's dead, which I don't agree with, but some people feel strongly about that. So what does your day-to-day look like trying to build this brand and lean into all these retail locations?
Where we've seen the most success in my career is when we've put the customer at the center and then we just kind of get out of the way. And so omni-channel is like this overused term, but for me, it's just about convenience and flexibility for the customer. And some days getting something delivered within an hour through Instacart or Postmates or one of those services is what you need because it's raining outside and you don't want to go out and the kids are going crazy and you just need a fun activity to kind of keep them entertained for a couple of hours. And other times you just want to be out and about, you want to physically kind of touch the product. And so I think everything that we do, just from a road mapping perspective, like we try to ignore some of the internal kind of politics and roles and responsibilities and reporting lines as much as we can, and really kind of put the consumer at the center of the decision-making and the experience that we're trying to kind of drive with the brand. And so it's kind of like an LTV play that it doesn't matter on any given day where they're shopping with us, as long as they're shopping with us, like we're going to win in the long term.
Mm-hmm. How do you learn about your customers to figure out where they want to shop with you at? I mean, were you doing surveys? What led you to focus on the areas that you're focusing on?
Yeah, so a combination, we like to blend kind of three different pillars. So we have our behavioral data that we'll collect via surveys. We have our transactional data. So we're kind of tokenizing all of our purchases and we can kind of then dedupe that, kind of rationalize that into an individual consumer. And then we also have some attitudinal data that we collect. And then we kind of blend that with broader kind of data from NPD and other sources just to kind of figure out what the consumer's head's at. We kind of put that all into the blender. And then what comes out is hopefully an aligned strategy that makes sense for the brand.
Yeah. Were there any surprises as you were going about kind of merging all those data sets and trying to find insights? Was there anything that was maybe surprising, especially to leadership, that you actually were still able to go forward with a strategy that might feel a bit different than how you were originally going?
Yeah, I think for us, what really kind of came out is there are lots of correlations between the attitudinal data and the kind of behavioral or transactional data, but people are really bad about recalling how frequently they came, how much they're shopping. And so historically, that had been our primary kind of mode of collecting consumer research and understanding how frequently consumers were engaging with us. And very, very quickly, we figured out that wasn't the case. And so that was kind of the big eye opener, I think, for leadership is just you can't overly rely on one singular source of data. And it is about kind of getting that 360 view and kind of blending all that out because the truth is somewhere kind of in the middle of those three buckets.
Yeah. I mean, if you were to ask me what I ate for lunch yesterday, I don't know if I could actually tell you. And if you were to ask me how many times I shopped at your store in the past month, it'd be probably highly inaccurate just based off of memory. And I'm sure most people probably underestimate how much they're spending somewhere and where they're shopping at, how many times. I know I at least would if I was answering a survey.
I think at times people are kind of giving you the answers that they think you want to hear. And so I think it kind of skews both ways. And so, for us, just having that transactional data and in a pure play digital world, that's super easy. Everything's tracked in Adobe or Google Analytics and you have everything at your fingertips. On the brick and mortar side, it's a little more complicated. And for us with 1,200 stores plus digital, kind of blending all that together and creating that composite spin, a lot of the work that we've been doing here over the last year or so is just kind of churning through all that data and really kind of creating some personas that we think are really representative of who our customer base is.
When it comes to like the retail experience, what does Five Below do to make it so magical? I mean, I was reading about some of the things they do behind the scenes when it comes to shipping in products and not having them packaged and how they build out the store. And it seems like there's a lot going on that I don't think many people know, like how the store is actually built. So what are maybe the magical elements that you see around Five Below and the way they build out the aisles and even bring products in?
Yeah, our merchants and buyers are just amazing trend spotters. And they have great vendor relationships that allow us to kind of identify these trends and then just really distort the value proposition for our customers. So most of the products that we have, both online and in-store, are $5 or below, hence the name of the brand. And we categorize them across 8 different worlds. And so that gives us just a broad palette in which to play in. And so it doesn't have to be a tech trend one year and then we're doing great. And all of a sudden it migrates to like a health and wellness trend and we can't play in it because of that diversity that we have in our assortment, it really allows us to balance the portfolio out and just really kind of continue to spot trends wherever they might be coming in. But I think the beauty of the concept and the beauty of the brand is we like to call ourselves the yes store, that a parent or grandparent can bring somebody in and the kid's always asking somebody for something that they pick up off the shelf. And because the prices are so affordable, it's very easy for you to say yes. And I know myself as a parent, I love kind of going in and for, $15 or $20, you come out looking like a rock star. And your kids are just incredibly happy because they have 3 or 4 things that they can show their friends.
Hey, thanks for watching. This segment was made possible by our friends at Salesforce Commerce Cloud. If you're looking for the #1 platform for all your commerce needs, go check out salesforce.com/commerce. And don't forget to subscribe below and tap that little bell icon so you can stay on top of all the amazing new segments and full episodes that we'll be putting out over the coming year with some of the best and most influential commerce leaders out there.